Trying to choose between the Momcozy Air 1 versus Medela Magic InBra wearable breast pumps, then stick around. I'm going to compare the similarities and differences between these two premium wearable breast pumps so you can decide which of these is going to be the best for you and your body. So let's get started and take a look at the design. Now, both of these you can see are really quite compact. They are both lightweight. The Momcozy Air 1 is around 260 grams per pump. The Medela Magic is slightly lighter at 200 grams per pump, which is great if you're somebody that struggles with the weight of a pump on your chest. In terms of design, both have this lovely teardrop shape, so it's more breast-like looking when it sits in your bra. The Air 1, however, is designed and marketed as an ultra slim design, and you can see that here with them both side by side. It is actually quite a bit slimmer, even though in hand they're the same size. On the side profile, it is a bit slimmer than your Medela Magic, so a little bit more discreet. One thing though I love about the Medela Magic in terms of its design is, let me just choose, it's got an internal light built. It's got this viewing window, so you can really easily see your nipple alignment. And this is really, really beneficial when you have got a wearable breast pump. Knowing your nipple is correctly aligned, that will help with your overall output, with your comfort. So for me, this is a really big plus of the Magic. In terms of flange tunnel design, so you can see it with the Air 1, but it's not as clear. I do like though that it does have the clear casing, so you can as well easily see where your milk is at during your pumping session. In terms of flange tunnels though, it is a lot shorter with your Air 1. So something to consider if you have elastic nipples. If you've got very elastic nipples, neither of these are probably going to be the right pump, but the tunnel is slightly longer on the Medela Magic. Okay, one of the other big pluses while we're talking flange tunnels of the Medela Magic is right at the base of your flange tunnel. It has what we call the FluidFeel technology, and all this means is that during your pumping session, it's designed to have a little bit of breast milk pooling at the base of your flange tunnel, and this is to act as a natural lubricant. So this is to help your nipple flow in and out smoothly during your pumping session, to help with overall comfort. So that is a nice benefit. Some mums don't like it because it does also pull a little bit of the breast milk. So when you're turning it off, you need to let it sit for a few minutes rather than having that little bit leaking out. So it is something to consider. Not everyone loves it, but it can definitely aid for some mums in that natural lubrication. All right, so let's talk suction. Now, both of these are powerful. The Momcozy Air 1 is up to 280 millimeters of mercury. It has a pulsed suction, so that means it goes up and then back down, up and then back down during its pumping rhythm. In comparison, the Magic is up to 300 millimeters of mercury, so slightly stronger, and it has a more continuous pumping cycle to it. So it goes up, and then rather than all the way back down, it holds and then goes back up. And so what this does is it gives you a continuous suction during your pumping session, which can feel stronger. And some mums do prefer this. it feels a lot smoother rather than the high and then back down. So there is a benefit to the suction with the Medela Magic. In terms of suction levels, now the Air 1 has up to 15 different suction levels, so you can really fine tune that suction to something that feels nice and comfortable and still gives you the output. In comparison, the Magic only has 5 different suction levels on your stimulation, but it does have 10 in the expression mode, so that's still a really good amount to help you fine tune the suction strength to your body. In terms of modes, now on pump, you have 2 with the Medela Magic and 3 with the Air 1. So the 2 are your stimulation, the short suctions for stimulating your letdown, and then you have your longer for your expression, and then the third with the Air 1 is a mixed pattern mode. So this is really great if you just want to, your body doesn't just respond to the long expression and you don't want to be swapping around between expression and stimulation modes. So I do like that just comes as a mixed pattern with the Air 1. Now here's where it's a bit of a game changer in terms of app integration. So the Medela Magic is app compatible, but it is quite a basic app. You can turn your pump on and off, you can pause your sessions, you can adjust your suction levels, you can also change and swap between your stimulation and your expression modes, and track your milk, but that is about where the app finishes. With the Momcozy app and the Air 1, you have ultimate control. There is professional modes within the app if you want a milk boost, or it has a couple of professional modes. But what I love is you can also create your own pumping cycle sessions to suit your body. So you can adjust things like your speed cycle, you can adjust your timers, you can change your patterns from if you want expression to stimulation. You have the complete control over your pump with the Momcozy app, which is something that you don't quite have with the Medela Magic. So for me, that's a bit of a game changer. But again, it really depends. Are you somebody that is going to want to use an app for that bit of discretion and more control, or are you going to use the pump simply manually and how it is? Now, in terms of manual, they're both actually very similar. Neither of these have an LED screen. They're both just button control. So if you're using them manually, I would say the extra mixed mode is beneficial, but you can get the same patterns just by switching between your modes manually as well. Okay, in terms of flanges, now this is another difference. You have this nice soft silicone flange with the Air 1. So that simply clips in. I like this because it can mold around your breast. Downside to soft silicone is that it can wear and tear a bit quicker. You have your hard flange with your Medela Magic. Sorry, let me get that out. Which, again, benefits are they are less likely to wear and tear. It comes in a 21 or a 24. If you need additional, you do need to purchase these separately. You get your 24 millimeter with your Air 1 plus some smaller insert sizes. But if you need larger for either of these, you do need to purchase those separately. Now, one of the other big differences between these two pumps is the battery life. Now, the Magic has 120 minutes runtime off a single charge. The Air 1 comes with this really compact hard shell carry case, but it is also a rechargeable carry case. So this will recharge your pump for up to 5 days of use. So I really do love this, especially if you're pumping on the go, pumping from work, traveling. It's really handy to have. Now, in terms of noise, let's turn these on. One of the advantages of the Medela Magic is that it is actually really quiet. So let me turn it on. And we'll turn on the Air 1. So you can hear the difference. Both are relatively quiet with a bit of background noise. Both will be discreet, but if you want the ultimate discretion, then I think the Magic in terms of noise is definitely quieter. It's got an advertised decibel of 38 versus 45 advertised for the Air 1. So there is a little bit of a difference. Now, price-wise, this one's an interesting one because there's not really much in it when we look at the retail price. It's about $40. But the Momcozy often goes on sale. I do also have a discount code for that, Pumping Milk, and that will give you 15% off. So you often get the Momcozy Air 1 at a cheaper price versus the Medela, but if you can snag both of these on sale or you're paying full retail, then they are quite similar in price. So which one should you choose? Choose the Air 1 if you value that ultimate control over your suction patterns, your suction settings. I think that app is fantastic. It's one of my favorite. If you want this ultra slim design and you want the multiple day charge, I think that the Air 1 is really versatile. But if you want that stronger suction, the lighter weight and the quieter operation, then the Medela Magic is your better choice. So I hope this has helped. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer. If it's helped, please give us a thumbs up. It really does help me and the channel grow. And subscribe if you want any more great videos like this. Cheers.